Welcome to Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockerell. Lessons in leadership, management, and customer service. You can create magic too. I'm your host, Jody Mayberry, and of course, I'm here with Lee Cockerell, the retired executive vice president of Walt Disney World. And Lee, we are right at the turn of a calendar, a new year. Before I say anything about the new year, I have to say, I have so many wonderful Lee Cockerell quotes. I've learned so much from you over the years, but there's one thing you told me one time that really shifted the way I think about the new year, New Year's resolutions, goal settings. We were talking one day, and you told me the new year starts every morning.
It's funny. I told somebody that this morning. I was at coffee and the lady says, it's New Year. I'm going to set New Year's resolution. I said, let me tell you something. Every morning is New Year's. So what if you didn't make one on New Year's Day and then you'd have to wait a whole year to do it again? You'd waste a whole year waiting for the January 1st. And I think we all, it would be better served if we decided that every day we would just sit and think about what should we be working on? What should we be doing to improve our life, our health, our finances, our relationships, our training, our anything in our lives? Just every day have that mindset that today and every day it's not, I'm not telling you to go and spend 20 hours on this. It's like 15 minutes, sit and think about your whole life and what do I need to get started on today. It might take you a year to complete it. It might take you a week, it might take you a day, it might take you 15 minutes. But what are the kinds of things that you should do now that won't pay off till later? And we certainly know that's retirement. You need to get with that as quick as you can when you're young because it takes time to get there. And so you're ready when you turn that age and you decide to quit working that you started. It took 30 years, 40 years, or whatever it took you. Education takes time. So if you want to get your undergraduate degree or you want to get your master's, you need to at least go sign up next Saturday or start looking, and then the following Saturday sign up, and the next Saturday start going, and it's scheduling the priorities in your life. And really the key is get over this New Year's resolution. About 99% of New Year's resolutions are failing by January 2nd. So, I was going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. And by the way, every single person listening today knows what you need to do. Every one of you knows. If I told you right now, write down the things that you need to get done so that you have a better life, a happy life, a healthier life, a financially more secure life, a better career. And if I sat there and waited for you to write it down, you know what to do. And you need to think about that every day. Okay, today I need to start working on my career. Okay, how does that work? Well, next week I need to maybe start listening to a podcast on leadership or management coach. And then I need to read some books and I need to go to some, and then I need to sign up online for the Cockerell Academy. Or then I need to start, maybe I'll enroll in the community college and take some courses. And yeah, so maybe it'll be 2 years, 3 years before I have my degree, but you'll have it. You get older anyway, so you might as well get something with it as you go instead of just old. Get a degree, get a better situation, get better finances, get your health better. Uh, you know, these are the kind of things that it's. We talk about it in my book, The Time Management Magic. It's so logical that you would think about big hard things that you got to start. Somebody said, how do you do this? How do you do that? I said, with everything in your life, there's only one thing you need to do: start. And somebody said, how do you write a book? I said, you start. And you just write and you figure it out as you go. You don't know all the answers when you start, but you start. And when you start, you move forward. And so some people finish a marathon in 4 hours, some take 8 hours, but you finish. If you don't start, you don't. And this is one thing that's really helped me in my life because when I wrote my first book, I said, how do you write a book? Well, you just start. And I scheduled 8:30 to 10:30 every morning, 7 days a week. And some days I couldn't think of anything. I didn't know what I was doing. I just had to do some research, look at other people's books, go online to Google and ask questions about how to do this. And slowly but surely, I made progress. So, maybe after the first month, I had 12 pages, and then it picked up. As I learned, I got better at it. I understood how to do it. I got better research. Then my first book took 2 years, second book took 9 months. And, this is what happens. Uh, it's like, um, anything you do over and over and over, or you get better at it. You get smarter, you get better, you get faster, it just doesn't even matter what it is. And it's just a matter of routine. It's a matter of getting it on your schedule. And as we say, when you have to think about things you should be doing, you ought to think about things you shouldn't be doing because that's where the time is probably you can use to make your life better. So this is again 2026, yeah. For a lot of people, it'll be 2027 and they'll be exactly where they are today. Or other people will be on their way and they'll be on their way. They'll have their first job. They'll be out there. And by some people are going to have their first job next week, and some people are going to get promoted next week because they started a year ago and they did a good job. And so the best time to start is now. And it, it's even better when you have something hard, you just start. You don't know how to solve it. It's overwhelming. I don't know it. I don't know what to do, how to do it. Ask people, go on the Google, ask a friend, go talk to somebody who's done it. It doesn't matter. Just get going. And then after you do it, you can get a coach. Somebody can help you. Somebody can give you advice. But once you get started and you start to see a little progress is really reassuring, makes you feel good. You say, wow. And eventually you hit that mark where you see the end and you know you're going to complete it. And then it's like anything. You want to be an expert, focus on one thing every morning. You'll become an expert. You want to be in great physical condition, pay attention to that, and you will. Uh, your body may be surprised, but that's good. And so this is just theoretically, this is not a hard thing. It's just a matter of you believing this. If you don't believe that you can do anything, and when you do it every day, you get better at it, there's something wrong because that's the way life works. You start, you get better. You do it more, you get better. It's like I do weights now in my workouts, and I do more than I did 2 years ago. It's like my muscles at first wouldn't let me do more. Now they've let me do more because it's progressive. It takes time. And so everybody needs to start thinking about this. I know getting started seems overwhelming sometimes to people because their life is so screwed up, but your life's not going to get better if you don't get started. It's probably going to get worse. And so always believe you got Google, you got friends, you got family, you got other people to help you. And that's why we do these podcasts to help people understand that and what you can do. That's why we wrote a book on leadership and management, and one on time management, and one on culture. And, you know, educate yourself, and education pays off. It's like currency. Education, knowledge is just like money. It pays off. You can buy a lot with knowledge. And today we know employment's hard, but all employers don't care about you at all. All they care about, what can you do for me? So you got to get to where you can do something for them and say, hey, here's what I can do for you. Then they give you money and you come in and you do it. If you can't do anything, they're not going to want you, you know. And that's what I told my grandkids when you go for an interview, tell them, listen, I want to tell you one last thing before we finish. Here's what I can do for you. And this is why you should hire me because I'm really good at this. Bingo. So there you are. I mean, let's get started. Let's get going. Could be the little things, the big things, but they all add up in the end, and you end up happier, healthier, more financially stable, all those things. Yeah.
That's all of that is wonderful, Lee, and it also reminds me of the one other great thing someone told me in relation to this. If it's worth doing
According.
next year, why wouldn't it be worth starting today? If it's worth doing next month, why not today? if it's worth, and some people say, I'll just give an example. Well, tomorrow I'm going to work out, or tomorrow I won't eat an extra piece of cake. Well, if it's worth not doing that tomorrow, why not start tonight? Or if it's worth working out tomorrow, why don't you just walk around the block tonight? Just get started. That's Lee just told us that's how it all begins.
And your goal is not to work out, is to get healthy and take care. Got to make sure know what you're trying to do, because a lot of the steps to get there are not fun, but when you get there, it's exciting. When
Yeah, that's right.
they put the gold medal around your neck, yeah.
Well, Lee, I've had a walking streak that coming up in just a few months, 3 months or so, will hit 10 years of 10,000 steps every single day for 10 years. But the point of that has never been about steps. It's always been about movement to make sure I'm always moving and doing something throughout the day or one long walk. And I think that is a great example of how sometimes you have to set a goal that can be measured, because you can't really measure, I want to move more, but you can measure 10,000 steps a day, which gets you the result of moving more and feeling better and that sort of thing.
And the reason I think too, you get organized is so you have that ability to do things when somebody else gives you a deadline. You may not get to set the deadline. When I wrote my books, they give you 1 year, and they're not interested in any excuses. So you got to have that ability to plan and execute, because sometimes you can set the date and sometimes others set the date, and most often others set the date for you, especially if you work and you're in a career and you have children, and you don't get to set the dates. You got to just have the ability to execute on it and get them done. Yeah. And
Yeah.
whatever's coming at you, which is a lot. Some things are going to come at you every week. You don't even realize they're coming. They're going to hit you on Wednesday and you're going, whoa, where'd that come from? You got to be able to handle it.
Well, and here's one thing I will tell you about Lee. Perhaps you've picked this up after 11 years of listening to Creating Disney Magic, which, by the way, Lee, we have hit 11 years now of doing this show. So after 11 years, you have probably picked up that Lee says no to almost everything presented to him. But if Lee says yes, you can guarantee it will get done. That's how Lee is.
I just told you I'm not having dinner with you when we're in California because, I'm old. I need to go to bed. And in the old days, I would have gone along just because, I need to be sociable. But today I think about that. You're 40 something and I'm 80 something. Sure, you want to go out and dance and I want to go to bed. I got an early flight the next morning, so I've learned to say no. And I don't mind telling people why, so they don't feel I'm just a jerk. But you got to do what you got to do. And that's what happens when you're working on something. Sometimes you got to say no to something else to get that done on time. And so, yeah, it's a good subject. Keep your life under
Well,
control.
yeah, keep your life under control. And I will tell you that if one of the things you keep saying is we need to take that big vacation maybe next year and you just don't get started, well, one way to do it, call our friends at Magical Vacation Planner, because that's the one big step you have to do. And then they do all the rest of the work for you. You can reach them at 407-442-2694 and let them know that Lee Cockerell sent you. And if you want to get better at planning your day, planning your week, doing things on purpose, you'll want the Morning Magic Planner. You can get that at morningmagicplanner.com or go to Cockerell store and it's right there, as well as the other resources that we give away. So we hope that you have a fabulous year, but don't stick to dates on a calendar, because the new year, no matter what day you hear this, starts tomorrow. Until next week, go out and create magic for others.